Here is troubleshooting problems for the turn signal and hazards for a 2000 Honda Civic EX. Here are the parts that I've bought that could aid you for the relay. This is for some of the fuses that is inside the fuse box inside the vehicle, and then this is outside right near the battery. So I'll get to that and where you could find out what you're looking for. So first is a flasher EP34 electronic. I bought this at AutoZone. They don't have anything for, they didn't have anything for, like, I asked for a relay. Nothing showed up in their system, so I just kind of looked at forums and figured out that this is it. It works, and it's a flasher, so very universal. Doesn't really say anything for Honda or anything like that. So, and these are mini fuses. Just depends on what you're looking for. Mine was a 7.5 amp, and then the outside one was a 10 amp, which I'll show you. The first thing I would recommend starting is, where did this trouble, when did it all happen? Did it all happen like over time, or was it just a sudden, just one day suddenly it just turned off? Or was there where it lost power over time, so you started noticing your flickers are starting to come less, or it starts to become less? Also, it's where's the problem? Is it the right headlight, or is it the left headlight? Or is it just the rear or the front? If they flash, most likely your relay is fine. If they don't flash at all, then your relay might obviously have an issue there. But I wouldn't go straight to the relay though. You'd want to check out the fuses first before you go to the relay. But like, let's say one side's, let's say you're having your lights are flashing really fast, then it could just be a bulb that's out, or a fuse, or it could just be the relay. There might be something going on with the relay, and that's what's being an issue. But I would first look into the bulbs, making sure that all of them do work before you carry on to the next step. So another thing is, did you work on your vehicle that involved electronics anytime this issue occurred? Or at least you noticed that the issue occurred after doing it. So in my case, I was doing the radio. I had to remove this whole center, just so I could pull the radio out and replace it, which means I had to remove the connections for the AC and the hazards, but I forgot about the hazards. And in doing so, your turn signals do not work at all. So if this is disconnected, or if this one's disconnected, then it's not going to flash at all. You're not going to hear anything, no indication. It's just, you can hit it and it'll just do this. In my case right now, it does work, as you can see, because I found that my issue was right here, because I forgot about connecting it. And I noticed a lot of issues is that, or at least for me, my vehicle, 2000 Honda Civics isn't really, this issue isn't shown, but, or at least it was kind of weird to find. So I don't know if I was the only one, which I really doubt it, but, I'm just putting this out there just for any future references, or anybody who has the same issue that occurs over time. But anyways, you would, disconnect this. If that's actually for a different thing. Now that we understood where this problem occurred, is where do I start first? So I would recommend starting at fuses. Fuses are usually, they're there to stop a short, or basically where powers run through the line, and it's more than it needs. And what it does is it breaks the fuse, so it basically halts all that. So for the interior, you have your fuse box right under the center, right under the driver. You go ahead and pull it out, and there should be a diagram. From there, the way you opened it is the way is the mapping for what's going on under there. So in this case, you just kind of follow the diagram, see what how it is for you. So for me, I would look for a 7.5 amp and a 15 amp. And I know they're on top of each other, there's nothing on the right. And so basically that's how I figured out what is what in here. So in my case, what I replaced was the starter signal, the instrument lights, and the turn signal, or turn lights. I just went overboard because I had certain things like 7.5 amp and the 10 amp. And so, you know, that was nice. Also, there's also spare fuses, which I recommend if you do buy fuses. Just put some in here. I don't know if, you know, not everybody usually, at least mine didn't have, had slots that were missing. So I just filled them up once I found out the problem. But from there, if all your fuses from inside and right here outside, the only fuse that involves the turn signal is the hazards right here. So it's a 10 amp, like I mentioned earlier, and is right here. So you basically, it's the same as the diagram that is given right here, if that is right. And you just follow it with it, replace it. If you still have issues, you replaced all the fuses. If it's discolored, I still replaced mine, even though that wasn't the issue. I replaced all of them just because, you know, just because. It's just one of those things. I went all the way around just to figure out something so simple. But once you replace both those fuses and you still have issues, your next bet is your turn signal, your relay. So as you can see right here, the relay is right where on the right side. If you can't find it, Honda has it where basically it says it right there, flasher, on it. So basically just kind of look for the little box. Another thing is if you disconnect it, which I will, see if I can get enough light in there. Okay. So basically, disconnecting is right here. There's this little kind of clip right here on the side of it. You're gonna pull outwards that direction away from the fuse, and then you're gonna wiggle that out. Once you remove it, you'll notice that right there it says turn. So if you don't know what it is, or if you can't find it, just remove one of these relays. It'll indicate what your relay is. And this is how it looks. So basically it inserts this way, and you notice that the cut out of a notch right here, and it's what grabs. That's what that little kind of clip, that's why you got to pull out that way just to remove it. But once you just plug it in, actually here's just the information if it's needed. Yep, and then just plug it in like so. Clip in, good to go. that's how you replace the relay. A good way to make sure that it's all working right at the end of it is just to see your if all the lights are flashing, and they are on the Civic. It's good stuff. Other than that, if there's still issues that's occurring that you still can't find, and you've replaced the fuses, the relay, and the connections, which is turn signals and the hazard signals, then you'll probably have like a grounding, an issue where there's a grounding issue. From there, the only thing I can recommend from that is you'd have to follow up the wires. That's a whole bunch of, you could probably look at forums, but if it is, if it needs to, if it is an issue for you, then go ahead and just look at forums. And if you still can't find that, go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll see if I could give it a shot, and see if I could help you from there. But other than that, that should be it. Hopefully it's not something that's too in-depth. In my case, it was just me messing with my radio and accidentally forgot a connection, so could be something as easy as that. But other than that, just take care, and hopefully we could have more videos like for the Civic, or at least for this model Civic, for issues, or at least videos out there for this.